Good morning. Today I am going to discuss about the chapter 27 deals about the judgment, how judgment should be delivered, what will be the contents of the judgment, how Metropolitan Magistrate judgment should be delivered, and how notifying the address of previously convicted persons. Apart from all those things, my concentration is under section 357, 357A, 357B, 357C, 358, then 359. These all are most important sections. Normally you should concentrate the practicing lawyers if you want to really do practical justice to your client. Number one, 357 deals with compensation while imposing sentence. So normally at the time of if you are assisting the prosecution, you may file application under 357. Normally the public prosecutors are not concentrating 357. See, the fine amount may be recovered in defraying the expenses properly incurred in the prosecution. The prosecution may claim such expenses. Payment to a person of compensation being paid by the government to the victim, that may be recovered from the fine. Nobody concentrating on that. Then any loss of death, if the government pays any amount, solatium, that may be recovered from payment of fine. Theft, criminal misappropriation, breach of trust, cheating, then compensating the bona fide purchaser of such property. So if you are defending a receiver of stolen property, you can very well do this in a better way. Then if the fine is imposed subject to appeal, no such payment shall be made before the period allowed for presenting the appeal has lapsed. If an appeal is present before the decision of the appeal. So this is very vital portion which we may concentrate, that if fine is imposed which is subject to, that is only fine amount, you can very well get over with that. Section 357(3) deals with the way of compensation apart from fine amount. Then that compensation may be specified. Therefore, recovery of compensation from fine amount, calculating for fine amount on representation of the state about payment and other things to the victims, not through the present process of the court. Then all these powers are available to High Court also. If suppose any compensation is worked under section 357(3) and there was a civil degree, that amount may be considered for reduction. This is most important. Then question arises. 357A, this is a victimology, introduction of victimology in CRPC. They say state government may provisions for dependents who have suffered loss or injury as a result of crime who require rehabilitation. Then therefore there should be, even if the case has been ended on acquittal, victim compensation may be granted, because for other reasons the case may be acquitted. So if the offender is not traced or identified, but the victim is identified, where no trial take place, the victim or dependent may make an application to the state or district legal power award of compensation. Then if the trial got the conclusion of the trial, this is most important, that the combat avoidance is not adequate for rehabilitation, or where the case ends in acquittal or discharge and the victim has to be rehabilitated, it may make recommendation for compensation. This was 10. Then so far 376, 326A acid, cases of grievous injury, 376AB, 376B, 376DA, section 3DB. These all are deals with the custodial rape. Then compensation may be granted to victim addition to the fine amount. These all public prosecutors should concentrate on this area. Treatment of victims. All hospitals, public, private, whether run by central, state, local body, any other, shall immediately provide the first aid or medical treatment free of cost to the victim of any offence covered under section 326A, 370, all these things. Inform the police such incident. So this is in somewhat relevant ratio decisionity of Paramananda Katara case. Then compensation to person groundlessly arrested. Then order to pay cost on non-cognizable case. Whenever any complaint is made, if it convicts the accused, may in addition to the penalty imposed on order to pay the complainant in whole or part if the case is filed for compensation. These all are most important things. You go read and again, then you can understand how the public prosecutors may be reminded, or you can by file assisting prosecution at the time of filing written argument. You can specifically, after going, whenever you file written argument, kindly go through the chapter 27 and insert specific provision and claim compensation, whatever you need. Best wishes.